In today's episode, Stephanie asks, how do you track non-digital marketing assets using Google Analytics? The good news is that because of things like these devices, even non-digital things become digital. The trick is to make sure that we're tracking them correctly. If we are using Google Analytics, the UTM tracking codes we've talked about many times, properly, we can track pretty much anything as long as the call to action for whatever it is we're talking about, trade show booth, billboard, bus wrap, whatever it is, as long as there's a call to action that goes to a digital property, we can track it with Google Analytics. The easiest way for most people, and you will need some help from IT if you're not skilled with your domain name system, your domain name server, but the easiest way to track people is with custom subdomains that route to very specific landing pages. We used to say in the old days, like, just buy a domain name. Well, that's great if you have a lot of budget, and domain names are cheap, they're $8 a year. But if you're going to roll out 20, 30, 40, 50 campaigns and you're a small business and you don't have a ton of money, that can get expensive. So subdomains are the way to go. If you're not familiar with a subdomain, it's pretty simple. It is something like, billboard23.trustinsights.ai. That's a subdomain. You can billboard 25, bus wrap 5, whatever it is. And you don't even have to use the numbers. You can just, billboard.trustinsights.ai, as long as it is custom and unique to that ad. So if you've got 44 billboards along the highway, you need to have 44 different subdomains. If you've got a trade show booth at a show, you might want to have dreamforce.trustinsights.ai, ces.trustinsights.ai, whatever it is, as long as you've got a custom subdomain that's easy to remember, but also trackable. And here's how this works. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a subdomain, and then that subdomain is going to get redirected via your web server with your UTM tracking links. So billboard23.trustinsights.ai becomes trustinsights.ai / the landing page, whatever the landing page is, if it's a trade show booth, whatever. UTM source, billboard. UTM medium, out of home or trade show or whatever. UTM content, billboard 23. So what you're doing is you're creating a redirect that takes an easy to remember, easy to photograph, easy to QR code, whatever URL that goes out in the real world. And you redirect it to the landing page that has all your Google Analytics UTM tracking codes. This is using the power of DNS, domain name service, because what you're doing on the back end is you are taking that visitor and redirecting them on your web server to the appropriate landing page with the appropriate tracking codes. So that's the easiest way and the cheapest way to track things that are in the physical world, that are out of home, that are out of office, that are out of the digital realm. There are other ways. You can do custom domains. You can even do beacons that are connected to apps. But for a lot of people, that's not realistic. A lot of people, that's very expensive. Something as simple as a domain name will help you solve that problem. The catch is going to be you need to either be skilled at or have someone else who can help you with DNS. Most companies have an IT person who can help out with that. If you use a DNS service like Cloudflare, for example, you can do this right inside of Cloudflare and set it up. If you use a popular domain name host like GoDaddy, for example, you can do this right inside the interface, make your subdomains, and then point them to the appropriate codes. This way, you know exactly what it came from, where it came from. But remember, one of the most important things about this is that you can't be lazy. You have to have custom tracking codes, custom subdomains for every single implementation that are different. So if you have just one wrapped car, right, for example, or just one URL on the back of your company's truck, that's fine. But the moment you have two trucks, you need two different custom subdomains so that you can track them independently, so you can track them in the context that you want to understand. Is that thing working? Is Mary's truck better than Sarita's truck, right? In terms of who drives in more valuable places. If you don't have the custom tracking codes, you can't know that. Likewise, even if you keep the same general thing, over time you're going to want to change it depending on context. So you're at a trade show. You don't want booth.trustinsights.ai to just be set up once. You want it to be event and context specific. ces.trustinsights.ai. Marketing profits B2B form.trustinsights.ai. Whatever it is, change that custom subdomain so that is contextually relevant, which makes the audience more likely to engage with it. And from a tracking perspective, it's easier to keep a handle on. Now, I would recommend very strongly that you do a Google's Analytics tracking code spreadsheet and decide in advance what are the subdomains and then what are the UTM codes, the source, the medium, the content, the campaign, the keyword if you're going to use keywords, whatever the case is. Do that in advance so that you're not doing it at the last minute or making it up or clobbering somebody else's content. You want to make sure that you've got this in place. So, great question, Stephanie. As always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter. We'll talk to you soon.
Want help solving your company's data, analytics, and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.